What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the justice system and how it is failing our women and young girls. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Hello. People, I don't know what to say anymore. I have no words. I am livid. I mean, it's like as South Africans, we are getting hit back to back to back to back with bad news after bad news after sad news after sad news. And the worst thing about it is like the state, the police departments, the courts, the justice system seem to be complicit or seem to be lackluster in what is apparently supposed to be obvious. You know, an organization like AfriForum seems to hold more power, more influence. It wields so much influence over the police department, over the justice department. It feels like anyone that AfriForum represents is untouchable. That's one. Number two, I hear with sad news. I hear sad news with the heavy heart that pastor, that Timothy Omotoso has been found not guilty on all charges of rape. Now, people, I do understand that the Western idea of court systems, of justice systems, is flawed because it comes down to who presents a better argument, not if the crime was committed or not. You see, you can commit a crime in the Western judicial system, but if you can speak your way out of it, if you can pay your way out of it, then you are innocent, even though you have committed the crime, even if all evidence points to you. But if you know how to talk, or if you can bribe backdoor, make deals backdoor, you can either walk free or you can get a reduced sentence. Now, that's the Western system for you. Now, the African system, as we know it, you are implicated, you get to stand before the people, they're all there around you, they listen to your story, they listen to the victim's story, they make up their minds as a community, they feel for it, and then justice is served. We don't have to wait 8 years. We don't have to wait 6, 7, 8, 10 months just to hear a verdict. I mean, people, do you know how heartbreaking it is to wait for 8 whole years just to hear that someone is not guilty? They could have done that on day 1. They could have done that on day 2. Or, dude, the victims spoke. What more do you want? The victims, guys, I know there are women that lie. I totally get it. I know that there are people that fabricate stories just to get you wrong. And you talk, you prove your way, then that is cool. And I totally understand it. People, if more than, I don't know, 5, 10 people come with the same story to the same person, and you still, guys, come on. I mean, okay, let's look at the Jeffrey Epstein case. Let's look at the Shabir Sheikh case. Let's look at the Jacob Zuma case. These people found guilty, bruh, guilty. But guess what the Western system says? They have medical issues, therefore they will be paroled. Look at the Ramaphosa case. That man practically had foreign currency in his house. Foreign currency, guys. Foreign currency. Not even to say rands. Foreign currency, dollars in his house. And guess what he did? He went to go and tell his presidential, no, not the police, no, the presidential guard. So from now on, what I'm going to do when I commit a crime, if I go and commit a crime, right? If I ever commit a crime, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look for Ramaphosa's presidential guards that he reported to, right? I'm going to go and report to them. If I don't find them, then I will not report that to anybody. I will go to the ones that Ramaphosa reports to. Those are the people I don't, not a policeman, not nothing. I won't tell them nothing. I will wait for the presidential guard. That's who I will report to, right? Let's start there. Because, like, no one is above the law. That's what we believed, right? But Ramaphosa feels like he can go to the presidential guard. Okay, just see, I'm already going off on a tangent here, but okay, that's for another day. That's a video for another day. And if I ever do commit a crime, you on YouTube, you guys will be the first to know. Back to the topic at hand. People, I don't know what it feels like to be a rape victim. I don't think I ever want to feel what that feels like to be a rape victim. I really don't. To the people that have been raped, to the people who've exposed themselves to such humiliating, right? Degrading incidents or events, sad as they are. Can you imagine someone coming up with a full name and telling you, this happened to me? Do you know the stigma attached to that person? I mean, I totally feel for someone who comes out and says, I voluntarily went with a man. We're transactional sex. He refused to pay. So now I'm opening a rape case. So many prostitutes are raped. But because they are prostitutes, you know what? They deserve it. That's the way the system looks at it. People, Omotoso's case was detailed right down to, if I'm not mistaken, that he had a luxury house that he had rented just for girls to live in. He was seen with the most beautiful of young women in the church. This is similar to Joshua, TB Joshua, that was his name, TB Joshua's case. How in God's name does the state, okay, 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 okay. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. By no means, I'm not a lawyer. People, if one man can rent out a whole house just to have young girls to be staying there, is that not a red flag on its own? I mean, do you, people, I want to, I don't know how to vent. I really want to, I want to, I want to express myself in such a way that I want to, I want to, I don't know how to put it because I want to be as vulgar as I possibly can be without being blocked, shadow banned. But I don't know how else to express. I just don't know. I've got all these racist terminologies in my head that I want to use against our justice system because I feel like I feel like all the racist terms that we can think of from black communities, from white communities, from colored communities. I don't know about Indian communities. I want to find a way to take all those terminologies and use those terminologies to describe the government and the judicial system and the police. Well, In this case, I have to take the police out because at least they did their job. They arrested him. Now it's down to the courts, down to the judge. The same kind of judges that judge Oscar Pistorius for premeditated murder. Clearly, the man shot his girlfriend, intended to, because the way he shot the gun, you can see that he didn't just spray all over the door. It was specifically aimed at the toilet from the outside. You can see he meant to kill his. But guess what? They'll give him 3 years because he's an amputee, because he's a paraplegic, because he's dead. Oh, really now? So now his disabilities overshadow the crime. That's the type of justice system we have. Now, people, let's look at Omotoso's case. This man is from, I think, Nigeria. The man clearly not a South African. Fine. Let's say they found him not guilty on all charges. Okay, fine. Now let's look at Home Affairs. How did the man get into South Africa? Right. Did he come on a tourist visa, on a working visa, on a what visa? What did he do to come into the country? Okay, he came in legally. Fine. How long was he permitted to stay since he was not a citizen? Okay, what did he manage to do on that status? Why is he in the country for so long prior to this case being opened against him? Is it a business? Is he on a business visa? Is he on a what visa? Did he marry a local South African wife? Did he do this? Is he staying this long because what? Right. Now that he's been found not guilty, okay, can we appeal again and get a different set of lawyers? Can we do something to get justice for these girls? If that's not an option, okay, fine. Can we get Omotoso, and if he's married locally, get him and his local wife to be deported back to wherever he comes from? At least can we do that? Because if he's allowed to roam freely and to go back to his church congregation, he will continue doing the same thing because this man has been outed as a sexual predator. Now, people, I know that we are not of authority. I know that we cannot be saying things and doing things just because we are angry and just because we are doing what in people. There cannot be a law for different people. There cannot be a law for the rich, a law for the poor, a law for the whites, a law for the blacks. Let's go back to the Jacob Peterson case. Okay, fine. Everyone else in the supposed um, case supplied DNA evidence. Apparently and obviously, it had to be the black people that did so because they know what mob justice is. Now, clearly, Mr. Peterson doesn't come from that environment, so he can gladly skip over SAPS, go to AfriForum, get advice from them first, then come back and deal with SAPS. Do you think a black person can actually do that? Do you really feel like the black community will stand for such a thing? Like, wait a minute, let me first go and consult with my sangoma, find out what my sangoma says. Then I will come back to you and decide whether I will give DNA evidence or not. Which black community, which colored community will stand for that nonsense? Right? Oh, yes, but I forget. It's the law. Whose law? The Western law. Okay. So the Western law applies. Yeah? Okay. Can we then say, since the black community, the Western law has failed us, can we now implement our own laws? Because in that way, we know that justice will be served according to the community's wishes. Yeah? No, we can't. No, it's against the law. Against whose law? Which law? The Western law. The Western law. Okay. The same Western law that was imposed on black people during colonial times, during apartheid times, is the exact same law that we are prescribed to or prescribing to post apartheid in so called independence. Is that the same law that is a just law? When that law oppresses black people, that's the same law that has been oppressing black people since colonial days and is continuing to oppress black people to this current time. You see, let me give you an example. Oscar Pistorius shot his girlfriend. He got 3 years. Yeah? Mm. That guy who shot that guy from whether the Indian couple, I don't know, some few years back, what was her name? Anita Wani. Her husband had her killed, right? Had her killed. He ordered the hit. Everything was on the table. The people involved, not to say bystanders, the guys that he recruited, they all pointed fingers to him. And guess what happened? They got 18 years, 25 years, life imprisonment, then and that. What did the mastermind get? Nothing. Do you know why? He had good lawyers who debunked everything that the thing. People, if I recruit you and all the people that I recruit point fingers to me and say, I am the one. They pay them this money, they give evidence, they show proof, they do this. There's video footage showing him meeting with these people. And you telling me that the court still says, still insufficient evidence. What more do black people need to do? What more do black people need to do? You tell me. I feel the ANC and the Western laws must go. I feel like we need to come up with new laws, African laws, laws that are geared towards African people's upliftments. Because the way the justice system is set up in South Africa is the exact same justice system that is set up in America. For the exact same crime that a white person commits in South Africa, and the exact same crimes that a black person commits in South Africa, right? If you cross-reference the two white crimes or the two black on white crime, white on black crime, head-to-head crime, right? If you look at the stats of a black person's crime and a white person's crime, let's say they both murdered a person, both murdered. I can guarantee you now, a white person will get 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how heinous the crime was. I don't know of any farmer that has killed a farm worker that has got a life sentence. I don't know of any. I'm not saying there isn't. I said I just don't know of any. I know they've got something like lengthy sentences. Then after a few years, they get good behavior and then they come out. Or for some reason, it doesn't make headlines that they let out, but they'll be let out. They'll be released. Now, the white people control the police. So those things are not made public. You see, the justice system favors those that it wants to favor. I don't know if it's money, I don't know if it's influence, I don't know if it's this, I don't know if it's that. Obviously, the black elites, they're also immune from the system because they've got money, they've got power, and that's evident by Shabi Sheikh and Jacob Zuma. I mean, that's clearly, Ramaphosa clearly violated the law, clearly. But then he's walking free because he's a sitting president. Okay, cool. We can't get him now because he's a sitting president. Can we get him as soon as he gets off the seat? Can we get him on money laundering charges? No, we won't be able to because you see, he's immune. People. We need new laws. We need new people. We need new judges. We need people that can feel for the victims. We need people that can actually look at a case for what it really is, not to hear compelling arguments as to the people. Once compelling evidence has been produced from the victims, can we run with that? I don't know anymore. I feel like the justice system is now just saying to all men, if you know how to defend yourself in court, if you know how to talk, if you can get good lawyers who can defend you, then go out, go and commit whatever crimes you want to commit. Just make sure you have good lawyers. And that's sad. That is very sad. I don't know if I don't know if things will ever turn around now because The white people have set up AfriForum, which is now a powerful lobby group. I don't know if black people are ever going to set up one. I don't know if colored people will ever set up one. Do they have the money? Do they have the budget? Do they have the will? Do they have the political strength to? I don't think so. But for as long as organizations like AfriForum exist, justice, the rule of law, uh, democracy, transparency, and non non-racism or non-racist beliefs and systems are all going to be threatened, because at the end of the day, they only look after the interests of their fellow white Afrikaner people, and that is totally unfair, and that needs to be looked at. On the Omotoso case, the police need to start looking into all foreign charismatic churches. There are way too many churches, foreign run, foreign owned, that are operating in South Africa, not for the sole purpose of delivering the word of God, because we all know that that is just a front. They are being used for money laundering, they are being used for sex trafficking or human trafficking, and that needs to be looked into. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why this is not even at the top of the police list. I cannot understand why. So it's only obvious that these churches are making money, because you see by the type of cars the pastors drive, you can see by the type of the people dress and all that. So these people are paying their way out. So bribery needs to be looked into. Guys, come on. Omotoso, fine. Let's just say fine. The court has decided he's not guilty because the prosecution failed to produce a convincing argument. Okay, let's say fine. Can we appeal again? If they say no, if they say okay, can we find better people who know how to appeal, who know how to take the case? If they say no, you can't, can we at least look into his um citizenship, his residence permits, his whatever it is? How is he managing to stay in this country? When did he arrive? Why is in the country for so long? Can we get him deported? Even though he's married to a local woman, get him and his wife out, because we cannot be having a foreigner coming here committing crimes or being accused or being implicated in serious crimes. I mean, we deported a lady who did ID fraud. Guys, that lady committed ID fraud. She didn't hurt anybody, but she did affect somebody's life, even though she didn't physically harm the person. But she was treated in such a way like she almost committed attempted murder or whatever the case was. The whole country went mad for her, demanded that the Home Affairs Minister step into the case and deport that lady or get what. Let's do the same for Omotoso. Home Affairs Minister, where are you? Now that he's set free, do your job. Start looking into his status, see what his status is, and if he's married to a South African woman, get the SAPS to get him deported out of the country, him and his wife, and they can go and start their lives over in wherever the hell he comes from. That's all I'm saying on this case. Fortunately, there can't be any good or bad in this video because it's a sad case, guys. So, justice for Cheryl Zondi and the other ladies who've been affected by this whole Omotoso drama. And I just wish and I just hope that we can find new political parties that have South Africa's best interests at heart. Both the DA and the ANC and the PA and Action SA and everyone else who has their own self-interest at heart, who are only in it for the money and the business and that, can all just leave. Let me know if I was on the money with this one or if I totally missed it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we're family, right? Holla.